Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be largely a sit-down video. I want to do some sit-down videos a little bit more often just to give me a little bit of a break as far as filming vlogs and stuff and having to edit all of that footage. It's just been a lot with my new job now, so I figured this was kind of a happy medium. Sit-down videos are fun and people are bringing all of the OG style videos back, so I wanted to hop on that train and do that with you guys. We are officially almost, as you're watching this right now, actually it might already be technically summer as far as like the dates and the equinoxes and stuff goes, but for right now we're still in spring. I'm filming this on the 15th of June, so we still have a little bit of time before summer actually like officially happens, but I figured since it's the end of the season I would talk about some of my favorite seasonal favorites. So you probably have heard this trend over on Instagram and TikTok and all of the things, but basically the word report stands for certain things, and so you go through the letters of the word and you talk about the things that correlate to that specific category, if that makes sense. So the word R means reading, the word E means eating, the word P means playing. I have my cheat sheet over on my computer over here, but yeah, the P means playing, the O means obsessing over, the R, again, the second R means recommending, and then the T means trying. So we're going to go through all of those words together where I talk about the things that I've been doing, the things that I've been loving, the things that I've been not loving, because there's a few of those as well. And we're just going to have a little bit of a yappy, chatty, basically FaceTime session. So I hope you guys are ready for it. But to kick things off, we're going to start with the letter R, and we're going to talk about things that I've been reading this month / this season. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, there is not a lot of books on this list because I am in a bit of a reading slump right now. I'm just not wanting to pick up my Kindle as much as I used to. I was reading the Kingdom on Fire trilogy for a long time. I read the first and second books, and then the second book put such a bad taste in my mouth that I don't want to read the third book. So we're going to probably be DNFing this series. It's basically like an even darker version of Harry Potter, but the chosen one is a woman instead of a man, and it takes place in like Elizabethan London. So like Queen Elizabeth is the queen in this series, and she is like a main character almost. She's like a supporting character, but she's talked about a lot and she's been supportive of their efforts and all of the things. So she's mentioned a lot and she has a lot of presence, especially in the second book. But I was not a big fan of that book at all. I finished it just to see how the ending was going to go. I had a feeling I knew how it was going to go, but the ending was not my favorite. I did have a favorite character, and that favorite character had something bad happen to them, and so now I'm like, I don't really want to read the third one. And it's just, some people would definitely love this book. It's very much like almost borderline mafia vibes, but it's not. It was just out of my comfort zone, and it was not my favorite thing. I liked the first book more than the second book. The second book was just a lot, and so that book made me want to put down reading altogether and just kind of chill for a little bit. And since then it's been hard to pick up a book again. But on my beach trip that I went on a couple of weeks ago with my friends, I recently started a book called The Amalfi Curse. That book is actually very interesting so far. I'm only like 25 or 30% of the way through. It's hard to find time to read right now, but that book is so interesting to me. It's a little bit of like magical realism where it takes place in two different timelines, and it's two different people in those timelines, but they're talking about the same concept and the same magic system. So it's really, really, really interesting. It's basically about this group of women who are witches, basically. They call themselves the Strangha, I think. They're basically a group of like underground witches that curse the waters around the island of Positano, Italy, so that pirates don't come and like invade their island and cause havoc and just like do a bunch of bad things. So this group of women is responsible for generations of like bad juju in the water so that pirates don't come and invade them. So it's called the Amalfi Curse for a reason. Obviously, it's been coined because of the Curse of the Waters, but the village calls it that. The witches don't call it that. They call it like their protection curse of sorts. So it's really interesting. There's that perspective of one of the women who is in this group of like witch girls, and then there's also, fast forward like 100 years or so, there's another woman who is like deep dive archaeologist, and she is doing a deep diving excursion with a team of all women to go to the bottom of the ocean in Positano, and like apparently there's like a big treasure involved. I haven't gotten too far into it, but like they're talking about the same things. There was a major plot point that happened the last time I was reading where there was like a ship of tourists that spontaneously sunk, and there was no reason for it to have sunk. It just killed like 8 to 10 people, and they were like, oh no, it's the Amalfi Curse. So like the Amalfi Curse is a very, what's the word that I'm thinking about right now? It's like it has a reputation, apparently. It has a legacy that has held up for many, 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 many years, to the point where president archaeologists are talking about this thing. So like it's very interesting, and that book I think might end up taking me out of this reading slump, but it's taking a long time to read it because like I said, the slump was hitting me hard. Now it's time for the letter E, which is eating. Now granted, I am not a foodie, so there's not a whole lot of stuff in this category. There's actually largely drinks in this category because I love myself a fun little cute drink. I love myself a fun little bevy, and there's a couple of those on this list, more so than like actual food items. So we're gonna talk about the one food item in this category, and then we're gonna talk about the drinks afterwards. So you guys know by now, if you have been on my channel for any amount of time, that I have a major sweet tooth, and I have recently found a good for you sweet treat snack that I have been obsessing over. If you guys have a Sam's Club near you, I'm sure they have something similar at Costco or whatever, but I get these at Sam's Club and they are so freaking good. They're basically Greek yogurt covered in dark chocolate, and they're like frozen ice cream bars. They are so good. They're like this big and they have protein in them. They're low calorie, low sugar. They are freaking delicious. My fiance and I have been chowing down on these. The vanilla flavor is my favorite, but it comes in like a box of vanilla and strawberry. We get them at Sam's Club, like I said, and they're actually relatively cheap because live, love, love Sam's Club, but they are delicious and I'm so excited to continue eating them. I recently found these and I was like, you know what? I want a healthier sweet treat in my cabinet so that when I'm craving something sweet, I can pick something that's not just like flat out candy. And so we got these, and these are so good. I'm not an ice cream person. I would rather have like a baked good or like literally flat out chocolate over something in ice cream. But these satisfy both the ice cream fix of my fiance's and my chocolate fix. They are so freaking good. So if you can find these at your Costco, or if you live in somewhere that has a Sam's Club near you, try these because they are so good. And that's the only food item. I know that you're supposed to be talking about like recent meals that you've had and stuff like that, but your girl is not a cooker, and I get decision fatigue by the time it's like time to make food, that I just end up having the same thing every night. So I'm not really the one to ask about like recent meals that I've made or whatever. I need to get better at that, but we're taking things slow. We're taking things one thing at a time, and we're gonna get there eventually, hopefully. But for now, I'm just gonna be talking about things that like make my life easier, you know? So actually, I'm going to make the executive decision to talk about one other extra thing that is really good and has been a staple in my diet recently, and that is protein waffles by Eggo. If I can find a protein version of something, I'm going to try it and see how I feel. And those things are so good. They have 3 different flavors. They have a chocolate, they have a strawberry, and they have the vanilla. The vanilla is my all-time favorite. It's closely followed by the strawberry, actually. The strawberry is really yummy. Chocolate is not my favorite thing in like baked good things. So like, I don't love myself a chocolate cake. I don't love myself like a chocolate batter of any sort, really. I love chocolate cookies and stuff like that, but I don't love things like chocolate cake or chocolate pancakes or waffles you can get at like IHOP. The vanilla flavor of those protein waffles has been a staple in my routine for the last like 6 months, and they have been delicious. So honorable mention for those. Next up, we're going to talk about the thing that I really love, which is finding fun little cute bevies to drink throughout my work week to kind of romanticize my life a little bit. My fiance has actually gotten me hooked on Dr. Peppers. I know people talk about the obsession with Dr. Pepper. I'm not like completely obsessed to where like I need it every single day for the rest of my life, but the specialty flavors are what get me. The strawberries and cream and the creamy coconut flavors of Dr. Pepper, I could go on and on and on. I drink one of those basically every single day for work. I don't drink it usually on the weekends. I usually drink it as like my caffeine pick-me-up for work because I don't drink coffee. So I love to make like a little dirty soda situation with some like coffee creamer. It is delicious. Plus they have 0 sugar versions, so they're 0 calorie, which we love. So yeah, that's been my favorite like actual drink that I have in my diet all the time. And then an honorable mention is something that I've recently discovered: Dutch Bros. I don't know how I didn't go my life without trying Dutch Bros. Probably because there's not really any in the areas that I've like grown up in, like lived for a long period of time. But there's one that's like 10 minutes away from my workplace. And let me tell you what, I understand the hype now. Okay, I don't drink energy drinks, I don't drink coffee, like I said, but they have so many other versions of drinks that I could choose from that I have become obsessed. I love their like seasonal mist formula. It's like an electrolyte antioxidant kind of like soda concoction. It is so good, low calorie, low sugar. I love them so much. So I, every Friday since I've been working, have been going to Dutch Bros to get myself a fun little drinky drink to basically pick me up for the rest of the day. And it has been so much fun, and try the things that everybody on the West Coast talks about as far as Dutch Bros goes. So yeah, I'm hooked on Dutch Bros now, and I am very thankful that there isn't one close to like my apartment, because I would be going there so much more often. But I am limiting myself to once a week on Fridays as like a fun little end of the week pick me up. So yeah, that's what's in the eating category. Like I said, I'm not a foodie. I don't look for fun little snacks and stuff. I'm just not that kind of person, but I will talk about the drinks that I'm having. And technically, I guess eating and drinking are kind of ish in the same category. So I wanted to include those here too. The next category is kind of long, and that is playing. There are so many pieces of media that I've been consuming that hasn't been social media that I feel like they all require being in this category. So it's gonna be a long one. We're gonna basically separate this out into types of media that I'm consuming. So we're gonna start this off with music, and then we're gonna go into podcasts, and then we're gonna go into like YouTube creators and stuff that I've been loving. So for music, there's been a couple of things. Firstly, Harry Styles' new album, 0 skips whatsoever. I think my favorite song on that album currently is Season 2 Weight Loss, which is kind of an underrated song. I think a lot of people think about American Girls or Coming Up Roses or any of his other popular songs on that album, but my favorite is either Season 2 Weight Loss or Carla's song. Carla's song is really good too. So I've been listening to that album on repeat. I've also been listening on repeat to Ray's new album that dropped in February, I think. I'm still running that on repeat. There are 0 skips on that album too. It is so good. My favorite song on that album is probably Joy. It's just so upbeat and so fun, and it feels like I'm in some kind of like Southern church, for lack of a better word. It is so freaking good. I have been listening to Joy in particular almost on repeat. It's like one of my top 5 songs of the last like 6 months. So absolutely love that album. And then lastly is the most recent addition to my rotation on Spotify, and that is Ariana Grande's new single, Hate That I Made You Love Me. That song is so good. I love her lower register. She doesn't do a whole ton of lower register stuff, and so this song is basically entirely in her like lower half of her register. She's known for her whistle notes and for her high stuff, but like the girl has a range, okay? And I love that song so much. I don't relate to the lyrics whatsoever, but the vibe of it is just so freaking good. As a musical person, I used to play saxophone when I was like in middle school and high school and college. So like I have a musical brain, and I'm a very musical person, and so listening to that song just like hits a lot of the, it scratches a lot of the things in the brain, you know what I mean? She is such a talented artist, and I'm not one to go to concerts, but she's on tour right now, and I've been watching all of the TikToks and stuff of her, and she is a true artist. So yeah, those are all the music related things that I've been consuming as far as playing goes. Now we're gonna get into podcasts. There's one podcast that I've been really listening to on repeat, and then there's one podcast that just finished a season that I want to still talk about. So the podcast that I have been listening to for the last, I don't know, 3-4 years since I realized that they existed. They almost have 1,000 episodes now, which is kind of crazy, but I've been listening to them since about episode 100, which is kind of wild. But Addicted to the Mouse podcast. They are a Disney podcast. but they also do Universal stuff, they do cruise line stuff, they're travel agents, and they talk about all things news. They do a lot of fun stuff. I've been using them for learning about how the cruise line works, the Disney Cruise Line, because we are going on a Disney cruise for our honeymoon, and it is a new territory for me as far as like the Disney bubble goes. So learning all of the things related to the Disney Cruise Line through them has been so helpful. They are Disney Cruise fanatics. So I've been loving listening to Dana and Leslie over there. They seem like such a nice group of people too. Like they have 2 kids and they just travel all the time. They talk about all of their travels all the time. And I've been learning a lot of things about the cruise line and other things that I didn't even know about. As a cast member, there were things that I didn't know about that travel agents know about. So anyway, that podcast has been on repeat. Every time they upload a new episode, I'm like, oh, it's time to watch or listen. So yeah, been listening to that a ton. And then an honorable mention podcast that is not currently running, but she's in the middle of seasons right now. So like she's on a break right now. But the Sunshine Daily podcast by my girl, R.E.P.O.R.T, is so good as well. I love listening to her thoughts and processes and stuff. The way that she thinks about stuff is so fascinating and it makes sense. She explains stuff in such minute detail that's not boring. Also, that was my 7 o'clock drink water alarm, so we're gonna do that real fast. But yeah, the Sunshine Daily is so good because it's like little tidbits throughout every single day of the work week. So like she posts Monday through Friday, like 10-minute episodes, and they're just a fun little way to start my morning. I listen to her on my commute, and she has so many great things to say, and I love listening to her. I love watching her YouTube videos too. I've been watching her since her college era, which has been a long time. So Charlotte, I'm gonna mention you in the comments, but if you watch this video, I love you, girl. You are so inspiring to me. So anyway, yeah, those are all of the like audio type of things that I've been listening to lately. And then we're gonna talk into video things that require a screen to watch. I have been obsessing over Disney vlogs and Disney creators on YouTube. I am just so ready for my Disney era to come back. I am itching to go back to the parks, and I have a bachelorette trip. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, I have a bachelorette trip to Walt Disney World in September. We are 79 days away from that trip. Getting to watch all of the people go to the parks and see all the new things without like getting spoilers or anything like that, and just like being comforted by listening to the sounds, seeing the things on their screens and stuff. It's just been so much fun. So I'm gonna list a couple of creators that I've been watching recently. If you guys want to watch them too, if you were Disney nerds like me, I will have their channels linked in the description. For Disney vloggers, I have Brianna Woodbine, Madison Pratt, however you say her last name. She said it before multiple times on her channel, but I don't remember how you say it. So Madison Pratt, Abby Van Wingerden. That's how you say her name. Abby Van Wingerden. She's relatively new, I think. She's more of like a nano influencer. She has like 10,000-ish followers, maybe even less. But she's been really interesting because she's North Carolina local like me, and so I feel a little bit of a pull towards her because of that. So she's been my favorite like small influencer that goes to the parks. And then also, there was another one that I forgot to mention. Oh gosh. Erin Davina, that's her name. She also is an Orlando local and goes to the parks all the time. So those have been my favorite like Disney creators that I've been following religiously on YouTube that I have been loving to watch recently. And then an honorable mention for a live streamer that goes to the parks all the time, Resort TV One. I listen to them like basically every single day when I am working. You probably saw in my last video on my like working vlog that I had a YouTube screen on my like computer desktop while I was doing things on like my big monitors and stuff. I had the monitors blurred out, but the YouTube screen and stuff was not blurred, and I was watching Resort TV One via like basically ninja watching is what they say. You have it just like on in the background to listen to as like a podcast. They do such great work as far as resort. Literally the Resort TV is streamed on their channel, and then they also do like actual live streams in the parks and stuff. So I've been loving listening to them too. I discovered them in college and I have just been following them. So they are a great channel to listen to while I'm at work, just so that I have a little bit of like a Disney touch while I'm working. So yeah, that's all the things that I've been playing as far as the report goes. It's been a lot of things, I know, but that's all the stuff that I wanted to talk about because I am a major major consumer of like audio and visuals right now instead of reading. So I'm trying to not scroll too much, but I'm listening to stuff and watching stuff a ton. So that is the playing category. Next category is the obsessing over category. I put this in quotes because it's so generalized and it's hard to think about things that I'm really truly obsessed about right now. But first things first, a pair of pants that I've been absolutely loving wearing to work specifically. I got these at TJ Maxx, but they're a pair of pink slacks. You wouldn't think that pink is very versatile, but let me tell you what, I have a lot of pink in my closet and I was not aware of that until I got these pink pants and was like, I don't know what to wear with these, but I want them. I have worn these almost every single week since I started my job because I can wear them with like a basic black tee. I have a white like button-up situation. I even have like some floral blouses and stuff in my closet that go really well with the pink pants. So like I wore those all the time and I was not anticipating that. I got them because they were cheap and fun, but I've been wearing them a ton and I've been loving wearing them. So I wanted to mention them. They're the brand Counterparts, I believe, that you can find at TJ Maxx. So I don't think I can link them, but if you find them, trust me, they are so good and they're so comfy, so lightweight. I love them for spring and summertime. And then an honorable mention for this category is planning for my bachelorette trip. Planning this bachelorette trip has been so much fun. I've been loving going on Etsy and buying all the things for my outfits. I've been loving talking to my bridesmaids, talking about what they want to do, where they want to go. I've been just like obsessing over the planning process of this thing and trying to figure out like what days we're gonna do what. I have a couple of surprises up my sleeve that you guys are gonna see when we do the Disney vlogs in September. It's going to be such a fun time and I have been spending so much time planning this thing that I want to put this in the obsessing over category because I truly have been obsessing over this planning process. Next up is the recommending category. This category was something that I also had a little bit of a hard time with trying to find things to recommend to you guys because a lot of my recommendations are actually things that you can't buy right now, i.e. smelly stuff is what I like to call it with my fiance, but my hygiene cabinet has a lot of things that are out of season that you can't really buy anymore right now, and I had a couple of things on this list originally that I've been using recently as far as like my body scent combos and stuff like that, but you can't get any of these products because they're all Bath & Body Works and they're all seasonal and past seasons, and sometimes Bath & Body Works does this weird thing where they don't bring back every single thing every year. So I can't really talk about the things that I'm recommending right now unless you can find them on Mercari or something, but like I don't really trust Mercari personally. I would rather just get it from the store like as it comes out and stuff. So all the things that I would talk about for that are not in stores right now and you can't get them. So, but I can at least show you what they are. I've been using these two body sprays nonstop, the Fiji Sunshine Guavatini. I also have this in a body cream and it is so good. I actually use this today. And then I also love to rotate in every once in a while this fresh coconut and cotton scent as well. But like I said, you can't get either of these right now at the stores because they don't sell them every year. So if they come back and you remember that I talked about them, you should try them. But I'm not gonna talk about them ad nauseum because you obviously can't get them right now. So honorable mention for the recommending category. First product I'm recommending is a skincare product. This is the Hero Cosmetics Rescue Balm Post Blemish Recovery Cream. This stuff is a godsend if you have a lot of like aggravated blemishes on your face. In like a 24-hour time period, I got 3 different blemishes on my upper lip. I had one here, and like one out here, and this stuff has healed it so well, so fast. I'm a skin picker too, so like I end up touching my face a lot, and I think these were all like sweat related because it was so hot where I live last week. So this has been a godsend in kind of calming that down, re-moisturizing it. It's been so good. I wear this at night, like really liberally on the spots that I need them, and it heals them so fast. Sometimes I put this on and then the blemish is like basically healed overnight. So love this stuff so much if you can find it. I think it's at Target and Ulta. Grab it because it is so good and it has been a godsend as someone that's acne prone. My next recommendation is a recent thing that I've discovered that I actually really love. I was looking for a new deodorant recently and I discovered this company on social media and I was like, you know what, let's try it. I got one at Walmart and it works so well that I decided to go on their website and get their Disney collaboration because when something comes out with a Disney collaboration, I have to have it. So this is Wild Deodorant. You've probably seen this online, but basically They're a reusable packaging deodorant, which is really interesting, but their actual like capsules on the inside have zero plastic waste. They're all like compostable paper product. And so you like take the bottom off. You can see there's like a little crease right here. I'm not gonna do it right now because it's like halfway used right now and I feel like it would just kind of make a mess. But when it's brand new, this packaging is empty, and so you take this bottom off, you just kind of take it off like any other deodorant cap. This is the bottom though. And then you stick whatever reusable scent you want to put in here on like the base, and then you put the top, the actual casing on it, and then it rolls up just like a standard deodorant. And their scents are so good. They're so interesting and they last all day long, which is so good for me, especially because it's aluminum free, compostable, sensitive skin friendly. I've been loving them. I think they work wonders on my skin. Yeah, I wanted to mention this as well because I actually do really love them. The price is worth it. It's not super expensive, but it's not like a $6 bar of like secret deodorant at the grocery store, but it's still relatively well priced, and you can get it on a subscription service too, so you can get like the refills sent to you every 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, however long, and you can save a little bit of money that way too. I haven't done that. I've been too interested in trying the other scents first, but I might end up doing that down the road because I do love this stuff. So I wanted to show you this because the packaging is adorable. They also have a Mickey Mouse packaging and a Disney Princess packaging. I almost got those ones too, but I was like, that's consumerism. The point of me getting this deodorant is so that I don't buy a whole bunch of like packaging. So I got this one to have as my like main deodorant. And then I have like a standard colored one in my work bag. So I've been loving this so much. I realized that I should probably be getting ready for work the rest of the way, so I'm going to finish this video probably tomorrow morning. I have one category left, but I don't have time to talk about it right now. So we'll get to the, what's the tea called? The trying category probably tomorrow. So I'll see you in a little bit, in like 3 seconds for you, but it'll be another day for me. Okay, we're back on another day to finish this video with the tea in report, which is trying. I'm trying to make this more of like a things that I want to add into my routine or remove from my routine to make my life better. So first things first, I'm trying to fix my attention span. Since starting this job, I've realized that my attention span is literally abysmal. I have just felt myself being really distracted, really like, what's the word that I'm thinking about? Really jittery and really just like scatterbrained. I think it's because of my phone addiction. Whoopsie. So I'm trying to get better at my screen time also. I think that's the main culprit of this. My weekly screen time average is generally like in the 6-hour realm lately. Unsure how or why, considering I'm at work a lot of the time, but the last couple of days I've not had a whole bunch of projects at work, so maybe that's why. But yeah, the weekly average from last week was 7 hours and 37 minutes. This week we're doing a lot better. We're at 5 hours right now, so we're gonna try and hopefully stick to that. But yeah, I need to figure out a way to fix that. That's the main thing that I'm trying to fix, is my attention span, staying off of my phone, trying to get back into my hobbies again, because I have let my hobbies slip since doing this job. I've just kind of been riding by the seat of my pants, and I need to get into a better routine, which goes into my next thing, which is to get into a regular routine with my new job. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with things that I do after work, before work. I think my morning routine is really strong right now. My fiance and I actually get up at the same time. We do a lot of the same things. He leaves relatively soon after we get up because he doesn't have to do makeup. He doesn't really eat breakfast or anything like that. So I still have like an hour or so before I have to leave for work, which is why I do filming or I edit or I do other like wedding planning things. I generally have a little bit of a productive morning for my personal life before I go into the office. So my morning routine is generally really good. It's my evening routine that I feel like I just am so exhausted by the time I come home that I just end up sitting and scrolling on my phone for a whole long time, which is probably where the majority of my like massive screen time hours come from. But the good thing is that I have some things that are taking up my time that are not like scrolling. So I'm coming home and I'm working on invitations for the bridal shower. I'm working on editing a video. I'm working on a bunch of other things that I think is helping a ton with the screen time specifically this week. So we're getting there, we're trying. Hence why it's in this category. But yeah, and then lastly, just like a random little thing, is I'm trying to stop picking at my skin. I'm wearing makeup right now, so you can't really tell. Plus my vlog camera is really good at, not a filter per se, but like it's skin smoothing. It has like a skin smoothing effect that just innate to the camera. I'm not trying to do that at all, but that's just how this camera works. So my face doesn't look like it has a whole ton on it right now. And it doesn't technically, it's just a lot of scarring and stuff. The real issue is my back, my chest, and my shoulders. Like basically from here up. So I'm trying to stop touching and picking at my skin, but it's something that I do when I'm just bored. I just like randomly touch it even when I'm not thinking about it. So it's something that I'm trying to work on as well, especially because my wedding dress is sleeveless. So I'm gonna have all of the things out on display for the wedding, and I wanna make sure that it looks nice, but at the same time, I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself, but I think removing the pressure means that I can do whatever I want up here, and that's not how it should be either. So trying to find a happy medium. I'm trying to put moisturizer on, put like vitamin E oil on at nighttime to hopefully mitigate the situation. We'll just kind of have to play things by ear. But yeah, that's all I think for this video, for this seasonal report. I think it was pretty successful. I think hopefully this isn't too boring for you guys, but if you like this video, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe down below for more from me. If you like this kind of video and want more of these, please let me know. Let me know what videos you want to see from me in the comments, because your girl is kind of running dry on ideas since I am working so much and I can't spend a whole lot of time doing some filming and editing and all of that. So if you have any ideas for me, let me know, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.